Hello, Wolf here. Hi. Welcome to the first episode of my Nostalgia Trip series. With the first game I'm going to be playing is Gladius. Gladius is one of those old hidden gems that so many people remember playing, but they could never really remember the game. Maybe they didn't own it. Back then, there was actually a thing called Blockbuster or other game renting. Oh, let's just skip that. Other game rentings places where you could rent games for like a week, and obviously you'd bring the disc home and then put it in your machine, and then you have to return it after a week, but it would allow you to actually play the full game, assuming you actually finished in a week. Otherwise you'd probably have to rent it again. So yeah, this is just one of those great, amazing games that unfortunately didn't sell very well, so it never really got a sequel, but it's just such a good game, and and I'd love to just play it again and show people who haven't played it in a long time, get some of that nostalgia back. So yeah, that's about it really. For those of you who don't know the series, it is a gladiator-based game, essentially. It's a turn-based game where you can get warriors from 4 different factions, and where you start changes what initial faction you can start with. So in the beginning you can choose 2 different starting characters, and based off of which character you pick, you start off in a different region. So you can start with Imperials / like Romans, so Spartans, or you can start with Vikings, which obviously Vikings are pretty cool. I will probably be I know I will be starting with the Romans this time, but here, I should just get into it. But yeah, it's a gladiator-based game, turn-based, and you can recruit all kinds of different fictional characters, and yeah, so let's just get into it. So yeah, here's our Roman / Imperial character, as well as here is the starting character or the main hero. These are both the main heroes of your different factions, Valens and Ursula. So it also affects the difficulty. Valens is slightly more difficult starting, mainly because that area of the map is a little more dangerous, and how the enemies fight and the missions you have to do is slightly more difficult. There's some other reasons, but I don't want to get too much into that. I'll probably explain that throughout the run, if this series picks up. So if any of you want to see this series, please like and leave comments in that, because I would love nothing more to be able to do this series. But I mean, obviously, if I'm getting like 5 views, and no one's watching it, then I gotta try other stuff, right? So yeah, I'm gonna be starting with Valens, and we're gonna go from there. So in the beginning here, there's obviously, as you'd expect, starting a game, there's gonna be a bit of cutscenes here and there. I'll try not to talk over it, but we'll go from there, and you'll get for people who have not played it, you'll see, and for those who have, it'll be a nostalgia trip, as the title of my video would suggest.
It was an evening like many others as Imperia's greatest gladiator walked home with his son after another victorious day at the games. But the cycle of evil would begin anew this night. Not even the affinity gods could have saved Imperia's chosen hero, Munio, from his fate that evening. Whether it was fate or the divine will of the affinity gods, Valens, the favored son of Imperia, was spared that tragic night.
Are you sure you want to go through this with me? You must be joking, Valens. How long have we fought side by side?
For as long as I can remember. Hey, wait up!
It's been 11 years, ever since my father died in the games. Munio took me in and treated me as a son. And you've always treated me like a brother.
My father was only repaying a valiant hero, the cornerstone of his school.
I'm sure he would have done the same for anyone who fought for him. My father wasn't anything special.
Don't say that.
It's the truth. Nobody dies in the games anymore. So there it is. It's time to begin.
Yes. This school is my father's greatest legacy. We must carry it on in his name.
If this school is going to be successful, it needs a strong warrior to guide it. Show me how much you want to be the leader.
You can't be serious.
I'll fight by your side to the very end, Valens, but you must prove yourself worthy of such devotion.
Always a flair for the dramatic, Ludo. Well, I see there's no dissuading you. For the glory of the gods!
For the glory of Imperia!
So yeah, that's the our two main characters starting for the this different campaign, Valens and Ludo.
Now remember, we're just sparring.
Don't worry, I won't hurt you too badly.
As you can see, the top black boxes, they go away in actual gameplay, but the sides don't. Yeah, that's a part of more playing an older game with newer stuff. There might be a way to get rid of that. Yeah, maybe leave it in the comment if you have an idea how to get rid of that, but for now, we're just gonna continue. So here's the UI. One of the cool things about this game is when you choose to attack, you, as you can see here, you have essentially a time to attack. Orange is basically a normal attack. It can miss in this and that. Blue is a complete miss. And red... I missed that. Red would have been a crit.
Son of the greatest gladiator in the land, and this is all you got?
I will not be drawn in by your taunts, Ludo. It is the weapon of a weak warrior.
I'm surprised you never used them yourself.
As you can see, the writing in this game is good.
Son of a mongrel. Seems your father taught you a few tricks he never shared with me.
Be aware of your connection to the gods, he used to say. It was his gift to me.
Impressive. You will need more than that to best me. Ha!
So yeah, you get basic attacks, and then just like how my character did that, you have special abilities. Each different type of class has its own ability. Obviously now I'm just doing basic attacks. There's a crit. Way more damage when you get those.
Have you had enough?
For certain. If you continue to fight like that, our school should do well in the games.
Thank you, Ludo. But remember, it's a team sport. I couldn't do it without you.
And there's also little what's it called? Tips on the loading screen, just to give you ideas sometimes, and you know, yeah.
I see you have reacquainted yourselves with the sword.
It is a great honor to fight for you, Master Eustace.
No, you fight for yourselves here. It appears that we are further along than I thought. Munio has taught you both very well.
Thank you. That means a great deal to me.
But we still have much training to do if we're going to get this school back in the high tournaments.
Ah, yeah. Before I forget.
What is this?
A memento of your father's. I was waiting for an appropriate time to give it to you. Wear it with pride, son.
It was a symbol of Munio's dedication to the sport. He felt the games were an outlet for mankind's violence and rage, which kept them from waging war. Carry on that tradition.
But it's broken. What happened?
I'm afraid it was damaged during the attack that took his life.
He would be proud to see you wearing it, Valens.
Enough of the past. Let's look to our future. We have much to do.
Yeah, so this would normally be a training section, so a tutorial. We would go over all the basic stuff and that. I know the game, and I'll probably be describing stuff as I play it, so there's no need to sit through a tutorial here.
Well, that is enough of the basics. It is time to test your mettle.
I can't wait.
So, as you could see, I did a, it's been about a year since I played this. Yeah, I did a full run. I didn't do every single side quest. I'll be doing that in this run, if, people want to see it. Doing all the side quests and so on and so forth. That was more just a basic run of the main story and some side quests here and there. And the reason I have this is I just, was testing it to see how it records, so I'm just gonna delete that. Okay. And yeah, this will be our save here. When you're going in between areas, they don't, there's subtitles, but, they don't actually, there's no audio, which, I should actually put subtitles for the cutscenes, for those of you who want to see that.
Ludo, wait, I think this is it. Yes, I am sure of it.
What are you talking about? The stump? The road?
No, no. We used to sit on this hill and watch the warriors train below. Remember? We practiced along with them.
Yes, with sticks and rocks.
It was not about the weapons. It was about hero worship.
Back then, we never thought we'd have the chance to run our own school.
And now here we are. It does seem daunting now. We barely have enough equipment to compete.
Every Imperial champion has to start somewhere, Valens. I believe that we are destined for greatness.
Ludo, be serious. We haven't even won a battle yet. Let's just concentrate on making it to the next town alive.
Here is the place where you will register for League battles. Each location that hosts official battles has a League officer. Her job is to manage the interactions between schools and leagues. Herato?
Welcome, Valens and Ludo. I'll walk you through the registration process now.
Yeah, so, when you go to, different cities, there's different things you can do. You sign up for leagues, so then you can do battles, and there's a shop. There's a place you can recruit soldiers or gladiators. This is just like a beginning league you have to do, you know, just as your first one. So just basically a tutorial league where you could still lose, but you're it's just more of a test of if you have the basic knowledge of the game. Yeah, so we just have to prove ourselves. As you can tell, Ludo's more impatient. He wants to get straight to the fighting. Valens is a little more level-headed. Sorry, it's just yeah, just we got to prove ourselves. So just kind of I'll make sure all the text is on screen, but I'm just gonna go a little quicker. Here we go. So yeah, yeah, this is just basically tutorial missions. Okay, so basically every area has a league, and to complete a league, you see those check marks that look like scratches. Each one of them is a certain amount of points to beat the battle. Now, they don't all look like this. Basically, none of them look like this, where you have just like one mission to do and you're done. But basically, for example, you would have a league, and then you'd have like one mission is 1 line, another mission is 3 lines, and then you can pick and choose the ones to get a total, so you don't have to do every single one. You can for more money and XP, but it's not necessary. Obviously, I'm just going to skip straight to the exam. So here's where you would pick your characters that you selected for the fight. Yeah, so she's just going to talk. So this is where you would pick your characters. Each character has different stats. So HP, damage, power, accuracy, defense, initiative, con, and movement. Or I think, yeah. And then there's different types. So there's light, medium, and heavy characters. These two, Ludo and Valens, are mediums. There's also elemental types for armor as well as weapons, but we'll get into that a little later. So obviously these are the only guys I have, so I'm picking them. You can also see your opponents. So I'll be fighting 3 enemies here, a heavy and a medium and a light. So what's interesting is in this game you pick where your people go, your gladiators go. Yeah, so let's go. You can pick where your gladiators go based off these squares. So in this case, I could pick either one, or no. Well, normally you would get to pick where they want, but in this case they're locked into specific positions. But so yeah, so you could pick. You could also pick the direction they're facing. Not that it really changes much, but you could have like one of your guys just looking in the wrong way, just at the fans or whatever, but it doesn't matter that much. It's more positioning is way more important in this game, where you choose to put your gladiator. So yeah, here's the first arena. Each fight has like different things going on in the arena.
Now you must show what you have learned in competition.
Here we go.
This is for you, Father.
For Munio!
Right. Okay, so
now it's my turn.
yeah, so it's basically, I don't know if anyone has seen an older example would be like XCOM. It's tile-based, or maybe Final Fantasy Tactics. For a newer generation, think Mario Rabbids, the one where they have the rabbits and it's a turn-based one. So it's kind of like that for people who have played that. So yeah, so each character has movement, and they'll move not on their turn, but they'll move a little bit every time based off, well, you'll see. So anyway, height is important in this, so I'm gonna get both these guys up to a high position here because it makes a difference. So high ground for both of them. Generally, lighter characters like this guy have an easier time. They have a higher initiative as well as more movement, but they tend to not hit very hard, which makes sense. Light is fast, heavy is slow but powerful. As you can see there, attacking from higher ground gives you an advantage. which is definitely true. But I'm going to empower first, because this ability is super strong. It's defense, attack, and damage, so it's worth investing a turn into.
For the glory of Imperia!
As you can see the different, when you put the icon on your opponent, you can see how much damage you're going to do. So, obviously, the medium has less HP, so I would do more to him than the heavy, so I'm going to focus on him. And there's a crit, so crits do more damage than what the number shows. Ouch. That was pretty painful. Crits do more damage than the number shows. And, is pretty much always worth going. The AI is kind of smart in this game. They're not like super... They're pretty well coded, so they'll capitalize on mistakes like that, where they'll jump somebody for a win. But if I crit this, he should pretty much die in one hit. So, easily makes up the difference. And if I crit this, he should also... Yeah. So, as you can see, getting that timing is very important. You can also turn that off. And turn off the ability to do that, which does make the game a little harder. It then becomes RNG based, where different items become more important. So, for RNG based, different, you get items in these games you can equip, or in this game, and you can equip on your characters. And, and different items are good for the different playstyles. So, like a crit damage increase item obviously is really good, because if you're consistently landing crits like that would do crazy amount of damage with an item like that. But if you're going off the RNG rules, then that item is not very useful, and more like an accuracy up item would be more important if you're going that way.
The Empire is strong!
You also get advantage if you go behind an opponent. You deal more damage. So I'm going to go do that. You also build up fire affinity while taking damage and dealing damage, but he needs 2 circles to do that, so this guy might be dead before I get a chance to use it. Yeah, he's probably gonna die first. Yeah, but obviously, as this is just the tutorial fight, or, so the fights will go on a little longer than that. That's the money of the game, obviously. XP. Right, and so here are the 4 areas I was talking about earlier. So Imperia is obviously the Valen's starting point. Norda is Ursula starting point, and the Vikings. Expanse, well, for... Maybe I should wait on answering where that is. And there's a Steeps as well. Yeah, maybe I'll wait. But, yeah, you go to these top areas first, and then you go to these areas.
Don't look now, but I think we made a couple of fans with our performance here. Quite lovely ones at that.
I hate to break it to you, but those are channelers of the High Sect, priestesses of the Affinity Gods. They're not here to fraternize with us.
Hello, we are Sisters of the Order of Aetius. We have watched you fight, young warriors. You are most impressive.
Thank you.
I see you fight under the flag of Munio's school.
Yes, my friend here is the son of the great Munio. We're carrying on his school's tradition of excellence. And he is a most powerful warrior, just like his father.
Ludo, please.
Ludo, Ultimate Wingman.
Munio was not only a great warrior, he was a hero to the people of Imperia.
Yes, and his connection to the affinity gods was strong and true.
How do you two know so much about my father?
Let's just say that the members of the High Sect are fans of the games.
We wish much luck to you both. May you prove worthy successors to the man whose school you now lead.
See? I told you they were fans.
He was wearing the amulet. I hope he understands the responsibility that comes with it.
I think he will prove himself in time.
I hope you're right, sister. I hope you're right.
So yeah. So yeah, now that I'm done the tutorial, I can travel the land freely and do a lot more stuff. I'll probably, for this video, stay in this region, or sorry, this city, because I'm going to show different parts of like what you could do in a city. Yeah, so as a beginner, I can only do the amateur leagues because we're just not there yet. As you progress, you can do more fights and missions and stuff. And there's also that number at the bottom of the screen that looks like a gem. The 3%, that's the popularity in this city. Sometimes you can't do certain missions unless you have a specific amount of popularity. So now, yeah, she's telling us go to different cities. He's telling us we should level up before we move to go to another city. Yeah, so I'm going to go to this screen, which is one of the best parts of this game, and that's the recruiting. So yeah, you can find all kinds of different gladiators here. You can right, so just to basically go over what she said, you have the ability to recruit temporarily, which is the lower number there, the 90 for example here, or the 900 gold. So for example, I can recruit Briar permanently. So one of the most fun parts of this series is that you can, or this game, is that you can, there's all types of different kind of gladiators. So for example, there's like a Secutor, or a Centurion, a heavy class, or I can't hire him anytime soon because not only don't have enough money, I do not have high enough level. But yeah, so there's like range characters like the Peltist. The male and female characters look different. Yeah, Peltist, the range characters, Legionnaire, which is just like they're pretty much similar to Valens and that, so I don't usually hire them because it's like I already have the main character, but they're unique. Bandits, which are light classes, they synergize well with other bandits, which is why it makes sense you could buy two right off the bat. They work well together, and they look kind of similar. In my mind, they've always been like siblings, these two. There's no confirmation in that in any way, but the fact that they have like pretty much the exact same hair color, slightly different. As a, you know, I would usually recruit them together, but yeah. And yeah, so you can get a couple different people here. I would prefer, yeah. I personally, Centurion's one of my favorite classes. So I'm gonna go do a fight so I can get the 5 popularity, because you need more popularity to hire certain gladiators. They want more. Yeah, so I'd hire him after a fight. And no, we're not high enough to get that Peltist. Yes, yeah, I'm gonna need more popularity. So let's go do some fights then. I'm gonna grab him just for permanently. There we go. So we got our 3rd gladiator now. Would grab Briar. It's not a high priority. So you can get look at the history of the region. There's the tournament after you do all the different leagues. We're gonna get into a league here. Yeah, I already did that. So let's do. So as you can see, we need 5 like lines in total. So we can just do a 3 and then one of these, and then we'd be done. Yeah, 3 to 4. And that's your team. So like sometimes you can pick how many people you want. So in this case, I'm going to do this one. So she's explaining the different areas. Okay, they're all level 1. Right, so this is what I was talking about earlier. Now I can, in this fight, I could put like Ludo all the way over here if I wanted or whatever. But what you want to do usually is match up to your opponent. So mediums deal extra damage to lights, lights deal extra damage to heavies, and heavies deal extra damage to mediums. So in this case, they have 1, 2... They have 2 lights, a medium, and a heavy. So I'm gonna want to match up my my light against her, and then these two will take on these guys. So let's get him here, and then I'm hoping if I go here, yeah, she should go and try to fight him, and then he can get his 1v1 in. So yeah, he's a light class, so he has extra initiative. I'm gonna want her to actually spend her turn running to me, so I'm gonna go about here. Always worth it, empowering with Valence, always. Let's group up
For the glory
so we
of
don't get
Imperia!
attacked from different directions.
For the glory of Imperia!
So now he can, oh, jeez. He ain't doing much, so he might not win this fight, because despite being a light, heavies tend to be the strongest in this game, just because they just have the most health and just deal a crazy amount of damage. But these two should be able to do work on the rest of these guys, so... Let's get this guy out of the picture. Right, there you go. So he's gone. Oh, right, so what you see on the left here is, per battle, you have... ooh, nice block. That was good. Per battle, you have, it's a gladiatorial fight. So, there's fans, and the fans affect your gladiators. If everyone's, they're all going crazy for your guys, they're going to be motivated, they're going to get more crits, they're going to move faster, they're going to have a better initiative. So basically, the better you play, the better things are going to go for you. So landing crits, see, missing like that, that's going to womp womp. People don't like that very much. Getting everything you would think in a gladiator fight, right? Getting kills or knockouts, getting crits, stuff like that is going to increase the hype for your team. So that should boost. Yep, see, I got a crit. Now we have team attack affinity, which is like the elemental effect. So now, there you go. That should be another boost. No, it's kind of neutral. It's also based off how much damage you're dealing. So even though he's getting crits, he's barely dealing any damage. Yeah, well, I'm gonna let Valen's go and attack him, work on this guy. Obviously, Swarsea here is not gonna win this fight. I mean, pretty obvious. But his job was just to keep her busy, so that's fine. Yeah, actually, if later on down the run in future videos, if people would rather have me take this part off and just do it RNG based, I can. But I think most people played it this way because that's just, it's unique. Because different attacks, it's not just that one. Oh, she destroyed my shield. That's another thing, equipment, which I'll show after this fight. It's not just this one little quick time event. It changes based off the attack type you're doing, what move you're using. So it's pretty interesting. So turning it off is more balanced in the sense it's harder, but it's kind of takes away the unique thing about this game. There's an example of his higher initiative because he's a light. He got two turns off before she got a turn. But obviously he's not dealing much damage. And this is the basics. Each character learns more abilities as you level up, so not enough for the affinity yet. Probably after this. Oops. Actually, technically, if you're bad enough at the game, you're actually making it more difficult by doing that. But most of the time I get the red. So. Me squaring up pretty well, honestly. I mean, I don't want to spend all this time waiting to see if he actually would end up winning the 1v1, but we're just gonna go and jump her. But he's doing very well, all things considered. Especially because he lost his shield too. So yeah, so I'd love to continue this series. Hopefully people want to watch it. And I think after this fight, I'll just quickly show the store, the equipment system, and a bit of the fact that you can customize characters, like even the main characters, dramatically. You can completely change their appearance, which is cool. Well, not their faces, but like, well, not the main characters' faces, but or no, you can't change faces in this game, but you could change hair color, armor, all that stuff, which is pretty cool. So you can have like all your gladiators matching color schemes. So it's like, you know, your school. Just finish this fight here. Oh, I should have just went for an orange. Just finish it, please. Okay, thankfully it's still working. So yeah, so then normally we would then just go on to another mission here, but I'm going to kind of show... Yeah, so there's the tournament, which is after you do all the leagues in the area, so you have to have a certain amount of these chalices, which you get from beating leagues. Recruiting, my popularity increased, so now I can grab a Centurion. Very good. And then here is the store.
Your want to outfit your school with the finest weapons and armor you can afford. Shops like this carry all the supplies you will need. Greases here will talk you through equipping your school.
It is an honor to outfit the son of Munio. Please, allow me to show you how to make the best purchases for your school.
This is, you usually get your side quests from the merchants. You can like talk to them and they'll sometimes give you quests. And you can sell the old equipment, because obviously you'll get new equipment that's better than the old stuff. So yeah, different characters have different equipment spots. So for example, Ludo and Valens, obviously you have the main weapon. You have, they use like one-handed weapons, so hand axes, whatever that is, throw bill, all this kind of stuff. Shields, which shields, as you can see, shields can break. So you're going to end up, but they're worth it because you just straight up get a defensive buff. So there's no reason not to equip a shield. In fact, I'm going to buy both of these guys a shield and some extra. Because as you saw, they break. There's character specific ones. So this is like a heavy shield for the bigger characters. And then he lost his shield. So there's like lighter shields as well. Not everyone uses shields, of course. I'm gonna just give him his shield back. And then there's armor. Obviously different armor types for different characters and factions. Helmets. Again, just worth it for more HP and defense. You usually lose accuracy when wearing a helmet, but it's worth it for the defensive buffs in that. And then this is your unique item, which affects different stats or gives you abilities or so on and so forth. So yeah, you can go to the store, get your guys all customized, and then this is where you can go to your gladiators. Obviously, you can change their equipment. You can change their skills. So all these are earned by leveling up. So as you can see, what do these numbers mean? Job points, essentially when your character levels up, they get job points. And then you use job points to get these different things. So affinity attacks are like elemental attack. Target leg, you can inspect all of them and see what they do. Toughness, which is like a passive. Resist a portion of incoming damage. Obviously that's useful and worth grabbing. Evasion, increase the chance to dodge. And all different characters have different abilities. Coordinated attack, surprise attack, taunt. And that's the cool part, is like all these different character classes have all these different unique, and it's even, or like him, backstabber, extra backstab damage. And the cool part is these classes, because there's like different elemental affinities and that, it's worth having multiple of the same class, because you might I might make Sawarsi here a water element affinity character, and then focus on the grabbing like combo attacks, whereas another Secutor I might use more of the passives and focus on like target head or whatever to break the opponent's armor. So it's definitely interesting. And then of course you can get rid of the characters and see their stats, all the things they've done, and customize, which is you can skin color, hair color, outfit colors, outfits. So it's pretty interesting. For an old game, you can actually do quite a lot. And before the next part in the video. I'm going to be ending it soon here. I'm just going to last little discussion. I'm going to be making everybody here the same color schemes, because that'll be like the color scheme of my school. I won't say what I already have in mind. You'll just see that next video. So yeah, so I hope this was like a nice trip down memory lane, and for those who have never seen the series, if you're interested in seeing it. I love this game, and I would love if you guys want to see it too. So please leave a comment and like if you want to see more. So yeah, I should probably just leave it there. The video's already long enough. And yeah, I'll focus on making another video soon, and I'll see you next time. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again.